What's going on? It's your boy Sheiv, the Wise, and welcome to Vader's Lair. Happy Tuesday to everybody. That's a pre-Bad Batch Tuesday to all of you. I hope you're having a good one, and much love to everybody hanging out with us in the chat. Hope you guys are having a good night. Let's do it. Welcome in one and all. Hopefully my computer doesn't get too glitchy today, but make sure to subscribe to the channel so that way one day I can afford a better computer. Smash that like button, y'all. Good to see you all in the chat. Darth Maximus, Jedi Mike, Dale Erdman, Kylie, Jedi Mike, if I didn't say you already. Good to see you in the chat, my man. Much love, everybody. I hope you're doing well. Today we are doing a Bad Batch episode 4 preview, and then we're going to be watching the new and final Mandalorian season 3 trailer. Let's get this thing going though, and let's start off with talking a little bit about Bad Batch. We're going to be doing our watch party tonight at 11:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, so I hope to see you guys there, or I hope you catch the replay if you don't want to stay up till 3 a.m. for the Bad Batch if you're on the East Coast. I get it. I understand. But we're going to be having a watch party tonight. It's going to be episode 4, and the title of episode 4 tonight is going to be Faster. Faster is the title of episode 4, the Bad Batch. And after episode 3 being the solitary clone following Crosshair and a little bit of Commander Cody, I'm wondering if tonight's episode could potentially be Commander Cody centric. Probably not. I mean, it's more likely that this episode tonight is going to be kind of a flavor of the week, or mission of the week, if you will, with the Bad Batch. I wouldn't be surprised at all if Sid is kind of sending them on a mission. She still thinks that it's in their best interest, basically, to start trying to build some wealth so that they can go live sufficiently outside of the Empire's view. So she's trying to send them to go get a big score, it seems like. But the bigger the score, the bigger the risk, as we saw with them trying to get Count Dooku's loot. You know what I mean? It almost went sour just doing that, and Omega had to learn the lesson of just letting it go and trying to find a better way of doing it, or another way of finding their place in the galaxy, I guess. How we feeling about tonight's episode for the Bad Batch though? What level of hype we got? I'm pretty excited for it. I'm pretty excited for it as always, especially after getting that new Mandalorian trailer last night. The Star Wars vibes are hitting. I can't wait, man. The next couple of months are going to be so lit. They're going to be so good. Alan Copeland, good to see you in the chat, man. Sabersmith, you as well. Much love. He says, sounds action packed. Tonight's episode, or just in general? Because in general, oh yeah, but tonight's episode could be being faster. It does kind of sound like it could be a more up-paced tempo episode, obviously. But I don't know, we'll see. Maybe it's something a little more calming this week, even though Faster is the title. High hopes, 9 hyped. Let's go, Mike. I know you're pretty hyped. Alright, Dale Erman says uneventful but exciting and action-packed. That's probably what we'll get. Which is kind of what the Bad Batch is. Which, I don't know if it's fully uneventful, because there's definitely some pretty big events that have been happening. And I'm starting to wonder still if we're headed towards kind of a clone rebellion. I've been talking about it for a couple of weeks here since the Bad Batch we were kind of previewing the Bad Batch before the season began, and I think that a clone rebellion is coming. But the more the season's gone, just 3 episodes in, I know we got 13 more, 16 total episodes, a lot more episodes, but the further we go, I'm starting to wonder if there's going to be a clone rebellion, or if the clones are just going to be kind of phased out. This past episode, we had a name drop to what was called the Defense Recruitment Act, or Defense Recruitment Program, I guess. And that's basically what we see with the TK troopers, with them starting to phase out the clones as it is. And it seems like if that act ends up passing, it's possible the clones could be kind of just tossed to the sides, and the soldiers that are brought in are strictly recruits that are loyal to the Empire and get paid by the Empire. It's pretty wild to see, man, and it kind of really shows how dark the Empire is, especially to those clones, and how Palpatine really was just using them, being the puppet of both sides during the Clone Wars, and then was willing to discard them just like he did with the droids, and how he kind of shut them off. Which, by the way, so cool last episode to see the droids again, whether it was just a few B1s here or there or the commandos. I thought it was dope to see kind of Commander Cody doing his same old thing that he did in the Clone Wars, battling these droids, but then at the end of it having to face the very real decision of having to kill the governor of that area that they were basically invading. Pretty wild episode, man. Pretty wild episode last episode. Let's see what you guys are saying in the chat. Monster of the week, says Sabersmith. Yeah, it might be Monster of the week this week, which I'm okay with, man. Sometimes the Bad Batch will have those kind of episodes, but I mean, tonight will be episode 4, which means we're going to be halfway to the halfway point, a quarter of the way through the show, and just having like 1 or 2 mission of the week kind of things here or there it's welcome. It's welcome to me. As much Star Wars as I can get, I will consume it all. That's just me personally, though. I know that there could be kind of too much for some people, but personally, the more the merrier. The more the merrier. Oh yeah, let's go, Don. Let's go. Good to see you, Don Clouderman. Hyped to see you in the chat. Star Wars MCU OG, good to see you in the chat as well, my friend. Good to see the straight OGs here. Kylie says the Fast and the Bad Batch. What is this? Family? We got Fast and the Furious? That would be, I mean, they are kind of Fast and the Furious with the whole family aspect, so interesting perspective there. Interesting point out there. Baymax, what up? Good to see you in the chat. He says, if they don't do a clone uprising at some point, that'd be a real wasted opportunity to add a major event to the timeline. I definitely agree with you. The one thing that makes me think they maybe won't Baymax is the fact that we do see kind of clones out on their own after this, and it seems like maybe the Empire's kind of called them like a retired or, you know, put to the side. So we see one on the streets in Obi-Wan Kenobi, which sure enough that could be after, you know, an uprising potentially too. But then we also see in Star Wars Rebels where, you know, Gregor, Wolf, and Rex were all like on their own doing their own thing, and when the Empire kind of called them back, they're like, oh, clones, like that's weird. I don't know. Lair Rose, what up? Good to see you in the chat. Talented Mr. Griffin says, so how you feeling with the Jedi in the trailer? Order 66 and Mando sacking the temple for the Darksaber. Is that what that was? Mando sacking the temple for the Darksaber. Interesting. I don't think that's what that was, but that's interesting now that you've planted that seed in my brain. And we'll probably get to that here a little bit more of my thoughts, because we're going to watch the trailer here in a little bit, but I'm super excited to be talking about The Mandalorian Season 3. March 1st is going to be so exciting when we get that first episode back, man. I cannot wait. What's up, Smalls? Good to see you in the chat. Alright, let's get this thing rolling. I'm kind of going off the rails here. So, my big question this week is, where is Cody now? We saw Cody at the end of last episode kind of disappear. At least, you know, Rampart was kind of saying that clone loyalty is not as advertised and that it went AWOL, just like a lot of the other clones have been going AWOL lately. So at the end of the watch party, if you guys watched along with us, I was confused at first. I was like, did he die? Like, did he just like kill him and just say he went AWOL? Like, what kind of happened? I'm pretty sure that Cody did go AWOL, and I'm really hoping that in tonight's episode we follow him kind of escaping, like we did with Gregor back in season 1 of the Bad Batch. So hopefully that's kind of the episode we're getting, but I do think it will probably be more of a, you know, mission of the week kind of a thing. And I'm hoping that at the end of tonight's episode, if we don't get kind of a Cody-centric, him abandoning the Empire, I hope that tonight could be at the end, at the very end, we get Rex kind of calling up the Bad Batch and going, hey, I need you guys for a mission. my boy Cody is trying to get out of the Empire, and then they go try to help Rex next episode to kind of recruit Cody to their cause, or to go, you know, rescue Cody from the clutches of the Empire. That would be great. That would be really, really great, in my opinion. But I mean, the fact that tonight's episode is titled Faster is really why I'm hoping that it's kind of a Cody escape episode, because, you know, you gotta run faster and faster to get away from the Empire. But that's kind of just me hoping. Hey, Steve Staranka, good to see you in the chat, my man, and thank you for the 5 months of membership. I really do appreciate you, bro. I can't believe that we've already had members for 5 months. That's pretty wild. I gotta get going on some of the membership stuff. So if you guys do want to be members, we're gonna be adding some new benefits. I've been talking about it a lot lately, but we're gonna make it happen soon. Do Trust Me Bro says, yeah, I'd feel like Rex could be the end of this episode. That would really be awesome if that's the case. Anakin Skywalker, thank you for subscribing to the channel. Welcome to the dark side. Appreciate you for subscribing. Really do appreciate that. Alright, where was I? Oh, Steve, good to see you, my man. Anakin Skywalker says, I team up with Captain Antilles on Tantive 4. Interesting. Alright then. What are you guys thinking, though? Do you think that we could see Cody tonight? Could it be kind of a Cody-centric episode, or do you guys think it's going to be more of a Bad Batch kind of stream of the week thing? And thank you again, Steve Staranka, for being a member. Down to Mr. Griffin, thanks for being a member for 5 months as well. I appreciate you, man. Jedi Mike says, members only in the Vader Slayer Discord. That's right, we do have some members only benefits in the Discord as well, which again, we gotta get going on some of these benefits. Alright, so let's continue talking about this episode a little bit, and then let's watch the trailer for the Mandalorian season 3. So I asked you guys before if we're gonna see a clone rebellion, or clones will be phased out by the Defense Recruitment Act. And I do still think that we're going to see a clone rebellion, that's where this is heading. And I do think that it could be kind of by the midpoint of this season. If you guys haven't seen my Grogu theory for the Bad Batch, go check out that video. But to give you a quick summary, I think it's possible Grogu could be on Mount Tantus in the Bad Batch. And the fact that the Bad Batch and the Mandalorian season 3 are going to be overlapping with their episodes here at the back half of the season gives me kind of a glimmer of hope that the two shows could end up intertwining in some sort of way. And having Grogu be in both would be a perfect way for the two to kind of interact with each other while they're both airing live. Now that is just hopeful. That's probably super wishful thinking, and I doubt that's even gonna happen. But if it does, I called it. No, I'm just playing. Let's get this Mandalorian season 3 trailer up here in a minute. I want to get you guys reactions and what you guys think will happen tonight in the chat for Bad Batch episode 4. If you have any predictions, let me know down in the chat section or down in the comments if you're watching on the replay. And much love to you guys. Let's see what Sabersmith says in the chat. He says, no, Cody. Maybe tech pod racing? Dude, that would be sick. I don't know about any pod racing, but I'm always down for some tech, and I'm always down for some pod racing. Mix the two together. That sounds pretty badass to me. But Tech is a pretty smart clone. Having him have to deal with some pod racing stuff, it would be wicked. That would be wicked. Kylie says, I think it might be a racing episode. Alright, so a lot of people are thinking a racing episode. The trailers, that trailer is so small. Dude, I know, that trailer was hype, bro. Charlie says, yeah, I'm looking for the time probably to be Luke Skywalker, to be Cody, to meet him and see him. Okay, what? Charlie, I'm a little confused there. The Imperial Remnant, says John Cena. Good to see you in the chat, John. I can't see you though, but good to see you in the chat. Small says, probably gonna dig into Sandali Sykes' characters. Are you talking about Wanda Sykes? Wanda's character? I do think we could see a little bit of her character. Her potentially hiring the Bad Batch this episode. I think that's a great call. I think that's a great call there, Smalls. Don Basham says, hello there, Sheiv, and thanks for the heads up, Don Clotterman. Hello there. Hey, welcome into the chat, Don B. good to see you and much love. Hope you're having a great night so far. Jedi Mike with the hype. Yes, Wanda Sykes' character. I do think that could be who we see tonight, and that's a great guess. Maybe we'll end up doing Santa's predictions here at the end of the stream if we need to fill in a little bit of time. But I'm super excited for the Bad Batch tonight. Not sure what else we could potentially see. I don't think we're gonna follow Crosshair again because I think more of Crosshair's story is going to develop. I wouldn't be surprised if they end up setting Crosshair and some other clones or some of the TK troopers to potentially go after the Bad Batch this episode. But otherwise, I think it's primarily going to probably be a Bad Batch-centric episode with hopefully an ending that brings in Rex and a mission to go rescue Cody. If the episode isn't, you know, focused on Cody itself. That would be pretty cool. That would be pretty cool. Maybe Wanda is our path to Hondo, says the Sabersmith. Dude, I would love to see Hondo in the Bad Batch. Dave Filoni has put Hondo in, I think, every animated series that he's been a part of. So, Hondo does fit the time period. We are fitting with some pirates here. I think she's probably at least dated Hondo. Let's be real. My guy is a player. My guy is a player. What is going on with the chat? We got The Rock versus John Cena. Brandon Deeks says, do you think that them buggling 2 jobs now is going to catch up with them in some way? Okay, are you talking about the Bad Batch? Interesting. I'm not sure what you mean. I'm really not sure what you mean. Michael, good to see you in the chat. All day, Hondo. Yeah, for sure. Hondo is a player. Alright, let's get this Mandalorian Season 3 trailer going. I'm going to pull it up and make sure that you guys can hear the audio. And I'm going to turn down the audio here. And let's get this thing going. So excited for this. Alright. I don't know if you guys caught the trailer for Mandalorian Season 3 last night, but let's do it. I don't think that worked. Hold on. I don't know why it's not there now. Let me double check this because now it's not working. What the heck? Alright, here we go. The Mandalorian Season 3 trailer official. And 3, 2, 1, do it.
Our people are scattered like stars in the galaxy. What are we? What do we stand for?
So laggy. Let's go.
Being a Mandalorian is not just learning about how to fight. You also have to know how to navigate the galaxy.
Alright. I love this little monologue from Din in the beginning.
Never be lost.
That way you'll never be lost. Hey, got a little Salacious Beat Crumb there. Dude, I'm so excited for the Mandalorian Season 3, man. Okay, real quick, I want to go back to this. We'll play through it again, but let's go. R4.
This is the way.
Let's go.
Something dangerous happening out there. And by
This
the
is
time
where it gets
it's
lit.
for you to act, it'll be too late.
It'll be too late. Oh, flashbacks to Order 66. Let's go. Dude, those are Mandalorian fighters. Let's go. Hey, this part is so hype.
This is the way.
Let's go. Grogu's a little beast. Let's go. Yo, I'm super stoked for the Mandalorian Season 3. Let's go back and check out some of this stuff in a little bit slower motion. I'm going to turn down the volume too. I'm so excited for this, man. I don't know. When I saw this last night, I was so hyped. Alright, let's get this thing going. I got it in half speed. It does seem like this is kind of a group of Mandalorians here that someone pointed out. It looks like Bo-Katan could be leading them. Right here. I don't know if you guys can really see that, but when you enhance it and look a little closer, looks like Bo-Katan is kind of the leader of this group. Din Djarin is following alongside her. Not sure exactly what planet this is, but it looks kind of deserty. Not quite Tatooine, but interested to see where it could be. Maybe it is Navarro.
What are we? What are we?
I'm just going to mute that there and turn back on our music. But here we get that scene that we've gotten a couple times already with Din Djarin kind of passing the other Mandalorians, our classic Lucasfilm logo. And another cool thing to point out, the N1 actually did not have hyperdrive in Mandalorian Season 2, or I guess in the Book of Boba Fett. At the time, it just had the little boosters, so it does seem like at this point it's gotten a little bit of upgrades, and now the N1 can go into hyperdrive, which is pretty badass. I mean, not too many small ships like that throughout the galaxy are known for being able to go into hyperspace. So another cool little modification that Mando has ended up putting on his N1 fighter. I think that's pretty badass. It also could be why we get those kind of dramatic scenes and looks of Mando kind of just like looking like that in the ship, but I'm sure there's a little bit of anxiety. You're not going through hyperspace in a little compact ship like that. It's probably a little nerve-wracking. Here we get Grogu there in the little bubble that we see him in at the end of the Book of Boba Fett. And we do see later on in the trailer that's going to be replaced with R4. We already see Grogu kind of moving up because he's a little too far from Din Djarin. I feel you, Grogu. He wants to snuggle with him while they fly. And there's them arriving at Navarro. It's cool to see how Navarro has really progressed throughout each of the seasons so far. It kind of started off as this dark, world with bounty hunters and different things, and now it seems as though it's lively. It's really flourishing. We saw that in season 2, and now even more so here in season 3. Another little indication of that a lot of content creators have been pointing out as of late is that the little Salacious B. Crumb dude here, in the first season they're kind of being roasted on Navarro, and now here they're kind of lively and really thriving on the planet. I think it's really cool. Star Wars Obsession, yo, let's go. Good to see you in the chat, my man. Hyped to see you this week, bro. Much love, Obsession. I hope you're doing well, and I hope you enjoyed tonight's episode. If you want to stream later on, just hit me up, my brother. Hit me up, man. Alright, Charlie. I'm gonna say Cody was to find out in the true story. Oh, true. Interesting. Not sure what you're saying still. Maybe I'm tripping. Alan Copeland, hail the Star Wars obsession indeed. Notice Din's Bandalore is Grogu's seatbelt? Grogu's seatbelt is the little bow staff holder? That's crazy. I did not notice that yet. Delta Boss, good to see you in the chat. Greetings. Hawks Holocron, what up? Good to see you, Hawks. Hope you're doing well. The Stanley says Vader's Lair. N1 had a hyperdrive in Attack of the Clones. They escorted Padme's cruiser to Coruscant. Yes, so I do believe you are correct about that, and it goes to show that N1s do have the capability of having a modified hyperdrive or having a hyperdrive attached to them, but Din Djarin's initially was not in the Book of Boba Fett, so he has since received one. Delta Boss, thank you for the subscription. On the road to 4,000 subscribers. I mean, really on the road to 2,000, but I'm trying to get to like 4,000 or 5,000 by the end of the year. I think that would be pretty late goal to get to. So thank you for the subscription, man. I really do appreciate it. Let's see what you guys are saying in the chat. Trailer felt so cinematic, so hyped, says Astromech Jeremy. Dude, I feel you, man. I was really hyped by it. I felt like The Mandalorian Season 3 is definitely getting that upgrade on the quality. Each season it's getting better and better. This scene is really interesting to me. I don't know exactly where they're flying through. Maybe it's Mandalore. As we see, it's kind of rainy when Din Djarin gets in there. Sabersmith, thank you for the subscription, my man. I appreciate it. Good to see you in the chat as of late. Alright, wait, let's go back real quick, because I do want to talk about this. Maybe they're arriving on Mandalore. Someone was saying maybe it's Cameo and a place where Dr. Pershing is doing some of his cloning, potentially. And I gotta say, I don't think Camino's around still, or like still a cloning facility after the Bad Batch. But I mean, that could be really cool if they do end up bringing Cameo and some more cloning facilities into it. And we'll get into more of the cloning here in a second. But this next little scene here, I really want to point out because we had something in the Discord kind of notify us, a fan theory out there. This little ladle, at least people are saying it looks like a ladle, or it does look like a ladle. It also looks like it could be a small little Mandalorian helmet. Let me go back just a second here so you guys can get a better look maybe. Let me slow it down even more. How about that? Let's go 0.25. Check out this thing. It looks like it could be a Mandalorian helmet with Grogu's ears like kind of there. Like it looks like it's a ladle, but also it looks like it's a wrench that's holding whatever she's trying to cool off, the new Beskar she's making. Maybe it's a new suit. Maybe it's a helmet for Grogu. Let me know what you guys think down in the chat. Taylor Sneak, good to see you in the chat. Dina and I say hi. Hello to you guys. Hope work is going well and much love. Thanks for coming into the chat, Taylor. Appreciate it. Vox says, look like young Annie. Where was young Annie? Who's that? R5 Star Wars comeback is epic. I keep calling him R4. I'm so dumb. R5's has the most epic comeback ever. I mean, there's been kind of fan theories that really he blew his motivator because the Force was telling him to, and all these different things with R5. And here he is coming back in The Mandalorian and being one of the key characters. It seems like he's going to be traveling with Din at some point. Oh, hype, man. Hype. Alright, let's continue on here. We get some of the armor here. I can't wait to see Emily Swallow back as her. I'm really curious if we'll find out who she is this season. It does seem as though Din Djarin is kind of questioning in the beginning with this like inner monologue that's new in this trailer, or like this monologue maybe to the Mandalorian groupies with like, what are we? Kind of what is the Mandalorians, and what it means to be a Mandalorian, how you have to find your way, be able to navigate throughout the galaxy, all these different things. It's just really interesting that they're going the route with Mandalore, it seems like, in the beginning half of this season. And I do think the first half of the season is really going to be Mandalore centric, and then I think it's going to break out to this kind of cloning stuff and whatever's going on with that, and hopefully some dope Grogu badassery, because I think that's coming. I think Grogu is about to take over. Grogu's taking over. He has been for years. Alright, let's continue though. Baymax says that's a helmet and the armor is tongs. I think so too, right, Baymax? It has to be. I say helmet, says Astromech Jeremy. It makes more sense. For real though, our little homie here already got his little Beskar chainmail. He's got his armor. He just needs a helmet to protect that head of his. You know what I mean? He just do it. Come on. Valk says, Annie, take the story. Alright then. Don says he will ultimately make the break. Doesn't need redemption. He follows the true result there. I agree with you 100%, Don. I do think that should be the route that Din Djarin's story kind of goes this season, is having Din kind of realize that the cult that he grew up in isn't really the only Mandalore way, and really choosing what defines you and like the actions you take as a Mandalorian is really what makes you a Mandalorian. You know what I mean? It's poetry. Astromech says, and Grogu's helmet merch. Come on, for real though. So many kids would buy that. I would buy that. Give me some Grogu chainmail and helmets. Do it. We will see here too that there is a helmet that we'll see in this trailer kind of digged up from the mines of Mandalore. I thought that was such a cool little scene that we saw in this trailer. Then we get the ruins of the capital of Mandalore. I can't remember what it's called right now. Sindari? Don't remember. Let me know in the chat. I know you guys will. R5's comeback. Let's go, bro. I am so hyped that R5 is getting the front seat and he's actually just hanging out in the N1, it looks like. That's so sick. I like that they ended up taking out the little tube, and Din Djarin is continuing to kind of grow with his relationship with droids. We know he really was traumatized as a kid, seeing his parents potentially killed by B2 battle droids, and it really scarred the dude. Throughout the first couple of seasons, he's really trying to cope with the fact that droids are not out to get him always. it's just their programming, and he's starting to figure it out though, and it's cool to see not only R5's redemption and comeback, but Din Djarin's redemption of droids in a way. So exciting to see R5 pair up with Din Djarin, and I hope that the two can continue to, you know, travel together alongside Grogu. I think that's a great trio. You know what I mean? Baymax says, we saw the helmet in the Celebration trailer. Yo, I haven't even seen, I don't even, dude, now I remember. Now I gotta go watch that trailer. My mind is blown. Sabersmith says, Sheiv the Wise, you look like you need a pic. I posted it. Okay, I need to go look at that picture for sure. I need to go look at that picture, Sabersmith. Definitely looks like a fun arc. Dawn says, R5, yeah, baby, can't wait to see him get some airtime. Let's go! And both ways. He's going to be flying with Din. That's airtime. And he's going to have some airtime in the Mandalorian. That's awesome, though. Small says, oop, gotta step. We'll catch you later. Much love, A. Much love to you. And, of course, to this Empire. Much love, Smalls. Have a great rest of your night. I'll see you in the Discord. Before you go, dude, and real quick, everyone, if you haven't seen The Last of Us, do it. Dude, Pedro Pascal is great in The Last of Us. So far, one episode in, it's like an hour and 20-minute episode. It was amazing, man. Amazing. Really excited to see the rest of The Last of Us. I was really pleased with that first episode. Hell of a job so far, Pedro. Excited to get you back in The Mandalorian, man. Excited to get you back. Alright, Aaliyah says, don't forget she's new stuff. Okay, alright. Stanley says, how do you think they'll handle Cara Dune dead off screen? Yo, that's an excellent question. So we do get this kind of scene up here with Carson Teva, I think, talking to Mando about if you wait too long and don't do anything about it, this, like, it's going to be too late. I think Carson Teva, being kind of the dude that brought in Cara Dune to the New Republic, or the New Republic Rangers, you know what I mean? I think she's going to end up going to these unknown regions potentially, or this is how they're going to explain it. She went to go find this cloning stuff after seeing it in season 2, and she gets killed off going over there trying to do it herself. And Carson Teva's going to be like, dude, you got to help us. Cara Dune died. All of this stuff's going down. I think that would be probably the best way to handle it. And like, this is crazy too. So here's the Carson Teva part that I'm talking about. So excited to get him back. Is this Coruscant? Are we getting Coruscant in The Mandalorian? Bro, my mind is spinning. I think that it could be Coruscant. Another place it could be, someone, I think Star Wars Explained was saying it could be the Hosnian Prime, the new kind of homeworld, or like the base system of the New Republic. It could also be Chandrilla, which is Mon Mothma's homeworld. But I do think this looks a lot like Coruscant, and it makes me wonder if we're going to actually go to Coruscant in The Mandalorian, seeing Dr. Pershing here. Maybe him and Moff Gideon are on trial or something, and, you know, maybe Moff Gideon is trying to escape. I don't know. I think Moff Gideon's going to be in this season 2, and I'm super excited to see Giancarlo Esposito back as well. It's exciting stuff, man. Exciting stuff. Pickle Rick, says Valk. Ooh, love me some Pickle Rick. Talented Mr. Griffin says, what was the planet that Obi visited? Obi visited? What did Obi-Wan visit? What, in which? What are we talking about here? What are we talking about? Facts, so good. Yes, I'm telling you, man, it was excellent. You gotta go check out The Last of Us. It's gotta be Coruscant. KG, I'm with you. It's gotta be Coruscant, right? Please let it be Coruscant. We want to see Coruscant again, especially after seeing it in Andor. We're just like, more, do it, more. Sabersmith says, I need a Rancor patch stat. Same. Me too. I do think that we see kind of a Rancor squadron there. Hawks Holocron says, stealing all your thoughts for later. Oops, did I say that out loud? You're good, bro. You're good. I totally get it. And it's good stuff, man. I'm excited for The Mandalorian Season 3. I think there's a lot packed in this trailer that we got, and it gets me excited. Alright, let's watch on here, see what the next little part is. So again, there's Carson Teva. Super cool to see him. And then we get this throne room scene again with the little raindrops on Mando. This looks like the mines beneath the waters of Mandalore. Whatever, the waters beneath the mines of Mandalore. Super cool to see this, that we're going to be actually going to Mandalore and going down in these mines. Probably where they found a lot of their Beskar back in the day. I'm super hyped to see it and see what comes about. It looks like maybe Grogu at the end of the trailer is dealing with a monster out of it. And here we see a Mandalore or Mandalorian helmet kind of buried in the sands or in the mine. Really cool looking helmet too. Looks dope. I think the graphics on that are great, the way that looks. And then we get these flashbacks back to Order 66 for Grogu. And it looks like maybe a lightsaber is breaking through there, or maybe some stormtroopers are using some technology to break through there. If that's a lightsaber, stuff is about to go down. But with the fact that we're getting these flashbacks, it begs the question, could we see Luke Skywalker this season? Luke Skywalker was kind of the one that unlocked Grogu's memories of Order 66 in the Book of Boba Fett as it is. I'm curious if that's going to be the case. We're going to see Luke. He's going to unlock some more of his memories. Maybe not, though. I did have this theory after seeing the Book of Boba Fett that, it was never really explained to Din Djarin that, hey, Grogu's training with Luke is done because he chose you instead. No, Grogu just kind of showed up with R2-D2 on Tatooine and was like, here's the kid, Pelly. Go give him to Din. I'm out. Peace. We got more important stuff to deal with. And then he was gone. It's like, where's R2 going? Alright, no Luke Skywalker. Alright then. Luke wasn't even there. So I think Din Djarin now at the end of Book of Boba Fett is kind of like, dude, I'm so happy to see you, Grogu. I wanted to say hi to you. What the heck are you doing here? Like, there's got to be part of him that's like, what happened with Luke? Like, so I think, honestly, at the beginning of The Mandalorian, I wouldn't be surprised if he goes back to Luke Skywalker. Is just like, is he done training? Do you want to teach him some more stuff? And he's like, nah, fam, he chose you, but maybe we'll unlock some more of his memories, and then they get some more, back flashbacks to Order 66 here. Plus, this does go along with my my hopes and dreams of the Bad Batch and Mandalorian overlapping. Part of my big theory is that after Order 66, Grogu is taken by the stormtroopers, maybe even by Anakin if these are, lightsaber cuts. Taken by someone in the Empire, though, brought to Palpatine and, taken to be used for cloning on Mount Tantus, which we could potentially see in the Bad Batch. We do know that Grogu's memory goes dark for a period of time, according to Ahsoka in The Mandalorian Season 2. So maybe that's kind of what happens here, is after Order 66, Grogu gets taken, and this is him still trying to process it 30 some odd years later. You know what I mean? Astromech Jeremy says R2 was on a huge hurry. He really was. He was trying to get out of there. He's beeping. He's like, I gotta go. Take the kid. I'm out of here. The child ain't mine. Aaliyah says 100,000,000%. Yeah, exactly. Talented Mr. Griffin says, I would get so geeked if Ahsoka or Luke trained with Din in the Darksaber. Dude, that would be awesome. Getting a little scene like Sabine and Kanan Jarrus kind of training in Star Wars Rebels, but here with Din Djarin training with the Jedi, learning how to use a lightsaber. That would be awesome. Awesome. I would pay top dollar to see that. Definitely would pay top dollar to see that. Daniel Fisher says, Din, a surprise to be sure, but a welcome one. He's like, Grogu, a surprise to be sure, but a welcome one. Like, what were Luke, Leia, and Han and Chewie up to? Yeah, for real though. They were maybe there's some cloning stuff going on out there. Maybe some, heir to the Empire kind of stuff going on with them. I don't know what R2 was doing, but it begs the question. Maybe we'll end up seeing it here. And I hope we do. I hope more of this Mandalorian stuff kind of gets our answers We have so many questions. I hope all of them get answered. Don says, I still wonder if Luke knew. I wonder that every day. I don't know what you're hoping he knew, but what up with you, Dominic? Good to see you in the chat. What's up, everyone? How's all y'all doing? Aaliyah says, I don't know if I post movies again. I don't know what you mean, but if you're talking about Star Wars and movies, I don't know either. We're all kind of wondering, when's the next Star Wars movie coming out? What's the next Star Wars movie? When's the next Star Wars movie? How's the next Star Wars movie? That's the biggest question in the Star Wars fandom these days, according to everyone. Astromech Jeremy says, Heir to the Empire stuff could be great. It could be really great. I'm starting to wonder too if we could get our first glimpses of Thrawn here at the end of Mandalorian season 3, but we'll see. Sabersmith says Grogu looks more confident in his abilities. He does. I mean, here at the end of the trailer, he definitely looks a lot more confident in his abilities. It seems like his training with Luke, as brief as it was, definitely is starting to pay off. There's a little couple TIE fighters. Whoa, that's a lot of TIE fighters. I don't know if I noticed that. At first, I thought they were the Mandalore ships here that we see, which I think that could be Bo-Katan's maybe, with other TIE fighters potentially following in suit. Din Djarin flying the N1 nearby maybe. Grogu looking around too. I think it's almost made to look like Din Djarin's flying that, but I don't think he is. I think that could be Bo-Katan's ship. I don't know what's going on here with all the astromechs, but we do see some... Hold on, real quick. I don't know if I noticed that. There's some B1 battle droids, which, again, Din Djarin's parents were probably killed by B2s, so who knows how he's going to feel about being around some B1 battle droids after what he went through during the Clone Wars. That'd be pretty wild. It does look like they are moving, or at least one of them is. I don't know how many times we've seen them in live action, and it's been a long time since we have, so excited to see that. Then we get this awesome shot again of the Mandos from Navarro, or the encampment on Navarro. There we even get the heavy Mandalorian, which I believe is Jon Favreau. I think it is. But yeah, awesome to see them. It does look like there's a statue of like IG-11 earlier on in the trailer that is now destroyed right there. And it does seem like, the Mandos are trying to help out and protect Navarro still, which is really cool to see, especially after them kind of leaving and protecting Navarro and Grogu in the first season. Pretty wild stuff. Play Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 2. I've never really played through all of them. I should at some point. Oh, by the way, there's another fan theory that this Mando here, not this one could be Sabine Wren. It's probably not Sabine Wren, guys. Come on. We do this every time there's a Mandalorian trailer or something new comes out. We're like, that's Sabine. That's Ahsoka or something. It's probably just a random Mando. Let's be real. But who knows? Maybe we could see Sabine this season. I've been hoping that we could see Sabine and Ahsoka for a long time. It starts to break the question and bring it up, though. And then we get two Anzellans, which is the Babu Frick species from Rise of Skywalker. We did see them in the trailer for Mando during Celebration. So cool to see them again from a new perspective. And it does look like maybe that droid factory thing that we saw earlier could be their little shop or where they work. Who knows what they're going to be working on? You know what I mean? Should be exciting to see. They look a little bit different too. One of them could be Babu Frick. I hope it is. And then we get this awesome shot of Grogu. By the way, it's so cool that his little bald thing, his little cradle or crate or whatever you want to call it, is kind of upgraded this season. Excited to see what ends up coming through with that. It looks really cool, though. Looks really cool. Anakin Skywalker says Padme was dying in Mustafar for the first time. What the heck? Oh, and Grogu using the Force to push him out of the way too. That creature thing is really creepy looking, but Grogu looks like he's handling business against it, and you love to see it. You love to see it. And again, Mandalorian season 3 is coming March 1st. I couldn't be more excited about it. And this trailer was pretty freaking hyped to me. I hope you guys enjoyed it too. Let's head back into the lair, talk a little bit more about it, and see what you guys are saying about the Mandalorian season 3. Let's go. Alright. Welcome back into the lair. So what are we saying? What are we saying about The Mandalorian Season 3? Jedi Mike says Sabine simpler. Me too, man. I don't blame you at all. Sabine is a badass. And I love Sabine. I want her and Ezra to end up together, but we'll see if that ends up ever happening. Stanley says, Vader's Lair, how do we know Paz Vizsla doesn't attack Navarro looking for Din and the Darksaber? That's an excellent question. That could be what's going on there too. Are we lagging? Are we good? We're good? Come on, computer, work with me. Yeah, that could be the case. Maybe Paz Vizsla is looking for Din Djarin, but it seemed like he was kind of like, all right, I lost to him. He beat me in one-to-one combat. So I don't think that's really what's going on. And it does seem like Din Djarin is kind of traveling with that group earlier on. And it doesn't look like they're really trying to destroy people. You know, maybe they are because they are kind of a cult. I don't know. That's an interesting question there. Maybe they are. Maybe it's a war between Mandalore, as it always is. Good question. Dominic says this is getting out of hand. Now there are 2 Dons. Yes, we love both of our Dons, Don Basham and Don Clatterman. You guys are the best. You guys are the best. Now there are 2 of them. Talented Mr. Griffin says nothing in the trailers, but will we see Fennec and Boba? Excellent question. I was kind of wondering if Mando talking, doing the monologue of what a Mandalorian is and traveling through the galaxy. At one point I was wondering maybe he's talking to Boba Fett and trying to recruit Boba as a Mandalorian or something. But I don't think that's the case. I do think that we'll see them though. I do think we're going to at least see Boba Fett. At the end of Book of Boba Fett Season 2, which is really like a Mando Season 2.5, you know what I mean? At the end of that season though, Boba's kind of not done with Tatooine, but it seems like he's protected it. He's moved on from that and trying to figure out where his next place in the galaxy is, and I think Din is probably going to help him. We do see some shots of what looks to be Tatooine. We obviously see Pelimato and R5, so obviously Din Djarin is going back to Tatooine at some point. I imagine we'll see Boba Fett. I do imagine we'll see Boba Fett. Heck, I wouldn't even be surprised if the post-credit scene of Book of Boba with what's his name, Cobb Vanth. I wouldn't be surprised if we see some of them, and maybe even Black Chrysanthemum and a few other Book of Boba Fett characters kind of coming into the Mandalorian. I wouldn't be surprised of that at all. Really excited for it. Me too, Elias. Me too. Mando is gonna be cool, but TLUO was fire. Yeah, dude, the Last of Us was lit. It definitely was freaking fire. It took me a sec. Revan is the best Force user. Play Knights of the Old Republic. I will soon, Valk. I will soon. I know. I actually really like Revan. I love the Revan character, even though I've never played through the Knights of the Old Republic games. I haven't really gone too far into his character, but I know kind of his character briefly. And I love the idea of Revan's character, and I want more than anything for him to be brought into canon in some form. Heck, I really hope that the remakes of Knights of the Old Republic are kind of like remakes in a way that bring him into a canon story of his own. That would be amazing. Fran, what up? Good to see you in the chat. He says, hey man, I told you I would be back. Welcome back, Fran. Hope you're doing well. Elias says, hey, and I'm the guy in suit. What now? What are y'all saying in the chat today? Cast Keanu Reeves as Revan. Do it, Sabersmith. Yes, I'm in that camp. Alright, before we go tonight, we do have one more thing to talk about, and this is the Mandalorian Season 3 directors, now that the trailer has been revealed. And let me get this up so you guys can check it out. But this comes from the Hollywood Reporter. Hopefully my computer can chillax for a second. Alright. Nope. Hold on. Let me fix that. You gotta love computers. They love to do things incorrectly. This probably won't work. That's annoying. Okay. Hold on. It's not working. Alright, give me 1 second. So, this comes from The Hollywood Reporter. It says, The Mandalorian reveals Season 3 trailer and new directors. I promise I'll fix the black screen in a moment. I apologize. Oh, please work. Oh, yes, here we go. Alright. So, again, this comes from The Hollywood Reporter, and it says, The Mandalorian reveals Season 3 trailer, new directors. So, let's get into it. It says, directors on the season's Mandalorian include returning Helmer Rick Famuyiwa, Black Panther cinematographer Rachel Morrison, Minari filmmaker Lee Isaac Chung, Mandalorian actor Carl Weathers once again, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse's Peter Ramsey, and returning Mando director, our favorite Bryce Dallas Howard. Awesome lineup of directors, and of course, Dave Filoni, I think, is going to be directing an episode as well, if I'm not mistaken, and most likely Jon Favreau. But these are the new directors, or the directors for this season, and that is super exciting. And of course, John and Dave are going to be kind of the heads of the season, with Pedro Pascal starring as the title character, traveling the galaxy with Grogu, aka Baby Yoda. He stars alongside Katie Sackhoff, Carl Weathers, Amy Sedaris, Emily Swallow, and Giancarlo Esposito, once again confirming that we will be seeing Giancarlo back. And I can't wait for it. I cannot wait to see Giancarlo back. The Mandalorian will cross paths with all allies and make new enemies as he and Grogu continue their journey together. So maybe you guys are right. Maybe the new enemies that Din Djarin could be making in The Mandalorian Season 3 is his old faction of Mandalorians. Especially after taking off his helmet. Maybe he goes to try to atone for his sin of taking off the helmet, and they still don't let him back into their little cult. And that's okay, Din. You're better than that. But yes, they'll be continuing their journey together. It says Jon Favreau will once again serve as showrunner, executive producing with Dave Filoni, Famuyiwa, and Lucasfilm boss Kathleen Kennedy, along with Colin Wilson. So that is another addition to this season, is that Rick Famuyiwa will be an executive producer alongside Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau as well. And awesome for Rick Famuyiwa. He is an awesome dude. Love to see that. But The Mandalorian launched with Disney Plus in November of 2019 and has quickly become a flagship in the series. And Season 2 ran in late 2020 and has spawned multiple spin-offs, including last year's Book of Boba Fett and the upcoming Rosario Dawson-led series Ahsoka. And again, Mandalorian Season 3 debuts on March 1st, so let's head back in the Lair. I don't know what the heck just happened, and I'm just coming back to see that the screen is just not even on the screen. Let's head back into the Lair. Let's head back into the Lair. Come on now. Come on. Alright, we're going to get out of here in like 10 more minutes. So if you guys have any last questions, make sure to put them into the chat. And again, we're going to be doing our watch party for episode 4 of The Bad Batch later tonight at 11:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. That's 2:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I will see you guys there later tonight. So glad we're down there. Watch as it goes bad. Yep. Bryce Dallas Howard is elite. Yeah, the stream's just going downhill. Thanks for the stream. Gotta go. Peace out, Kylie. I hope you enjoy. Sabersmith says he just looks like him. Alright then. Charlie says, I know Dave Filoni says that to be hanged Mando will be in the Force. I can never read your messages. He'd probably pass it off to Maud Vanth once he heals in the tank from being just now. Okay. I don't think so, Charlie. I do think that we could see Maud Vanth in this season, and I'm excited to, but I don't know if we will. Talented Mr. Griffin says his Bill Burr episodes are phenomenal. Dude, Rick Famuyiwa's Bill Burr episodes are great. They are really, really some of the best. Fran says maybe he will fight Bo-Katan because of the Darksaber. That definitely could be possible too. I'm wondering, they've really been marketing kind of a Din Djarin versus Bo-Katan, but I'm wondering if Din Djarin is going to go to try and, repent for his sin of taking off the helmet, and when he gets there, kind of find out that there's more to being a Mandalorian than just keeping your helmet on. You know what I mean? And then he's gonna probably side with Bo-Katan, I think, which is gonna maybe lead to his feud with his former clan, with the cult that he was kind of grew up and was a part of. Steve Storenka, thank you for the $4.99 super chat, my man. He says a $5 for making you decide TLU live on stream. Decode. See, I can't even read decode without deciding if I'm dumb. But I know. Thank you for the $5 for making me spell out TLOU, The Last of Us, and I appreciate you for the $5 super, my man. Alan Copeland says, what Star Wars are you not hyped for at Vader's Lair? What Star Wars am I not hyped for? That's an excellent question. For anybody that's watched the channel for an extensive period of time, you know that I'm freaking hyped for Star Wars. I'm the most probably positive hyped dude on Star Wars in the entire YouTube space. I don't know if anybody... it's probably to the point where I'm blinded by my love for Star Wars, if I'm being real, but... But what am I not hyped for? I believe there's this kids show coming up at the end of the year called Young Jedi Adventures. That is the only thing I'm not hyped for. You know what I mean? That is the one thing I'm not, like, you know, super excited for. I think it is directed for a younger audience as well. Even younger than kind of a Resistance audience would be, so I'm not too excited for Young Jedi Adventures if I have to choose anything. Have a great night, MCU OG. Much love to you, and I hope you have a good one, brother. Don Clotterman says the Resolnair says honor your armor, not hide it, or not hide behind it. Family first. Use your language. Raise your chillins as Mandos. There you go. That's something to think about there, Don. Interesting. Answer your Mandalorian's call. Do it. Talented Mr. Griffin says, I was wondering if there's a ceremony that has to be performed once he makes it to the mines. I think I heard a while ago maybe some stuff about a ceremony going down. I don't know though. I've been trying to stay away from spoilers, and I think that could be some spoilery territory. that could be the case. France says Pedro Pascal was the real GOAT this year. Joel Miller and Din Djarin. He's just the father of the year. What a guy, man. Definitely father of the year. I was thinking that while watching the Last of Us last night. I was like, he just plays a good dad. But then he's like such a butthole 20 years later when he does a little time jump. Spoiler alert. Sorry. France says, what are your thoughts on the Acolyte series? I am super excited for the Acolyte series. I think it's really cool that we could be getting a live action show that's kind of centered on the dark side of the Force. And I've heard it could be following some different aspects of the Force that we're not really familiar with. So bringing new things into Star Wars, following the dark side of the Force, I'm all for it, man. I'm really excited to see what the Acolyte becomes, and I'm really excited for the Acolyte series in general. I also think it's cool that we're following kind of the end of the High Republic period with that show. So it should be a new time period that we're introduced to, new characters, a lot of interesting stuff going on with that show. I'm hyped for it. What time do we finish at? 2:30, says Elias. You talking about right now? Well, for me, it's 6:45. We're going to be going out of here in probably the next 2 or 3 minutes. But tonight we're going to be going live at 11:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, which is 2:30 a.m. Eastern Time. So if you're on the East Coast, I know it's 2:30 a.m., but that's when we start our stream tonight. And the episode for Bad Batch should be dropping around 3 a.m. Eastern, 12 Pacific Standard Time. Around midnight. Chalk that talk up to Resistance. You're telling me, talented Mr. Griffin. Daniel Fisher says, yes, agreed, Sheiv. I even had a little bit of hype for a droid story. Same. I don't know what's going on with the droid story, but if it ever comes, that's probably the one thing I'd be like a little above not hyped for. You know what I mean? I'm still a little hyped for it. because it looks like Bo in the armor goes down there with him. Interesting. I don't know if I caught that. I gotta go watch the trailer 100 more times. But I'm excited for it, man. I'm excited for tonight's episode of Star Wars The Bad Batch as well. Hope you guys are enjoying season 2 so far. If you want more Star Wars content and you want to get caught up on all of our Bad Batch coverage and the Mandalorian season 3 coverage, make sure to subscribe to the channel. We have a Bad Batch playlist as well as a Mandalorian playlist. So if you want to see those, go check them out on the channel. Make sure to subscribe. Smash the like button. If you enjoyed this stream, we're going to be getting on out of here, but I appreciate you guys. It's me, Sonia. Sonia, have a great night. Thank you for stopping into the chat. Hope you have a good one. Before we go, Fran says, have you seen the theory of those Jedi that appeared in the Mandalorian trailer? Are those which appeared in the security footage in Revenge of the Sith? If that's the case, that would be mind-blowing. Explain why Sindralok is the one protecting Grogu. I think there could be some stuff going on with Grogu's memory not being exactly the way it was, because we've already seen kind of flashbacks in The Last Jedi where there's multiple perceptions or multiple points of view of the flashback that look slightly different, where Luke Skywalker is in the flashback of Kylo Ren slicing him down like crazy looking, and then in another one he's like shocked kind of looking. I don't know. There's some like overlap with flashbacks in Star Wars being inconsistent. So if we did end up seeing Sindralok and different characters killed like that in the hallway, being the people that Anakin kills in the hologram in Revenge of the Sith, that would be mind-blowing. And with that, I'm going to leave you guys thinking about it. I hope you have a great rest of your night. I will see you for the watch party later on tonight for the Bad Batch episode 4. I hope you guys have a good one though, and may the Force be with you always. Peace out, everybody. Have a good one.